Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. I hope you're doing well. I've got a lot of big news to share with you all. We're going to talk about crypto regulations in the United States. What the hell is going on? You have an infrastructure bill with overreach. Now you have a Democrat that just introduced comprehensive crypto regulations via a new bill, but this came out of left field. Nobody knew who this guy was. And Congressman Tom Emmer weighed in on it today, and I'm actually interviewing Congressman Tom Emmer this week. So lots to go through. I'm going to break it down. We also have big news from ErisX. Many of you remember when ErisX and TD Ameritrade partnered. Well, now they're offering the ability to invest in cryptos via IRAs. Huge on-ramp, guys. Very bullish news. And they're, of course, a very big player. We're also going to talk about LibertyX, the crypto ATM company, just got acquired by NCR, which just partnered with NYDIG to bring crypto investment to over 600 banks. Big infrastructure move being set up here. We're going to go through it. And I want to talk about Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, is going to be talking about crypto regulations this week as well. And we also have Marathon Digital Holdings buying a significant amount of Bitcoin and putting it on their balance sheet. So before we get into it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, this video is brought to you by OKCoin Crypto Exchange, where you can buy, sell, and trade your favorite cryptocurrencies and pay low fees. Don't pay high fees at other exchanges. Use OKCoin, link in the description. Also, please be sure to sign up for my free weekly newsletter, link in the description. So, updated U.S. infrastructure bill narrows crypto reporting requirement. An updated draft of a controversial crypto reporting requirement clarifies that brokers effectuate transfers of digital assets, but stops shortly of explicitly excluding miners or other parties that don't provide customer transactions. So, the TLDR here, this bill, the infrastructure bill, has nothing to do with crypto, but what they did, very sneaky, they stuck some crypto regulation, so to speak, in this, kind of hiding it, right? But they're getting called out, and a lot of the lobbying of the crypto companies are going after them. Folks who are pro-crypto and see this as a way to stifle the market are calling them out. So there was an updated version added, and some of the details here I'll give to you guys. It's looking to heavily tax crypto. The bill, which is being debated by the Senate, funds around $1 trillion in infrastructure improvements across the country and would be paid for in part by the $28 billion in taxes generated from crypto transactions. An earlier version of the bill sought to do this by boosting information reporting requirements and broadening the definition of a broker for tax purposes to include any parties that might interact with crypto, including decentralized exchanges or other non-custodial service providers. So the updated version of the bill now specifies that only people who provide digital asset transfers would be treated as a broker, according to a copy of the draft bill obtained by CoinDesk and later posted online. So this still needs to make its way through to become law, but you can see, I think some of the legacy folks, right, the incumbents here, and which is part of the banking cartel, if you want to call it that, they don't like crypto and they're going to try to stifle it as much as possible. And I think this is a sneaky move trying to overtax the crypto market, maybe to fund this infrastructure bill, which is really, your typical slime ball politician move. And I really hate it. Now, when I say that, I'm not throwing every politician under the bus. I don't want it to make it seem like everybody in politics is this way. But obviously you have some politicians who are like this. And, I'm going to talk to, obviously, Congressman Tom Emmer, who's been a great advocate for crypto and for progress and technology and innovation. So I don't put him under that umbrella. So I just want to make sure I'm clear there. But you obviously have some folks here. They do this under the guise of, the infrastructure bill, kind of sneakily put it into the bill. Now, here's the other big news. New crypto bill in U.S. Congress is the most comprehensive yet. No one saw this coming, and I actually haven't heard of this gentleman. So out of the blue, a U.S. lawmaker who previously showed little interest in cryptocurrency has introduced what may be the most sweeping legislation yet to regulate the market. Representative Don Beyer, if I'm saying his name right, Democrat out of Virginia, bill would allow the Treasury Secretary to veto the creation of stablecoins. Wow. Direct regulators to define rules for decentralized finance and possibly create a charter for crypto exchanges, among other measures. So there's a couple things here. Janet Yellen, obviously, she's been kind of anti-crypto and trying to drum up all kinds of stuff. Oh, you got to be careful of this and that. It's all nonsense. And like I said, it's probably because they're getting paid and campaign donations from these big banks who may want to create their own stable coins. For example, JP Morgan has a stablecoin called JPM coin. Well, do you think JP Morgan likes that other companies like maybe Circle or Tether or these other companies can create their own stablecoin? No, they want to have their control over the financial system and market like they had, historically. And I think these things are a threat. So behind the scenes, I think this is a pushback from some of these big banks, not necessarily to kill crypto, but to control it. So I hope you understand that, because I think crypto is here to stay. It's too late for them to try to kill it, but they can overtax it, burden it, and try to control who's going to be the participants, which that is not a free market, right? So the fact that they can veto the creation of stablecoins is pretty sneaky. And look, it could also be a move that the governments now, because they're creating their CBDCs, they don't like this, right? Because these stablecoins will compete with their CBDC. So the 58-page Digital Asset Market Structure and Investor Protection Act, which Beyer introduced Thursday, seeks to create an exhaustive regulatory regime for digital assets. It would do so in part by defining which sorts of cryptocurrencies might be securities which can be treated as commodities and bolster tax data collecting for reporting purposes. So Representative Tom Emmer, once again, who I'll be interviewing this week, he weighed in and he said Janet Yellen's Treasury likely to be behind a surprise crypto bill. So once again, Janet Yellen's got her hands on this, and they're just trying all avenues to try to grab as much of this crypto market and control it and tax it and kind of like I said, pick the winners and losers, right? Which really sucks. So Representative Tom Emmer of Minnesota also criticizes the updated bipartisan infrastructure bill aiming to raise $28 billion via crypto taxes. So my interview with him is going to be pretty good. I think we have a lot to discuss here because of what is happening. And while I've seen some bipartisan support for crypto from the likes of Darren Soto, Ro Khanna, who are both Democrats, and Warren Davidson, and obviously Tom Emmer, who are both Republicans, it seems there's some power play here with Yellen and the Democrats and versus Republicans. I don't know. It just seems that way. This could be smoke and mirrors, right? I don't know. Political theater, who knows, right? But it's just weird that it's happening this way. And maybe this is, once again, all coming from Janet Yellen. So Representative Tom Emmer speculated Monday that Representative Don Beyer proposed the sweeping bill on digital assets at the request of the Treasury Department. Don Beyer, here's a quote, "Don Beyer hasn't been involved in this space at all that I know of." He's right. I've not heard about this guy. We've heard about Warren Davidson, Tom Emmer, a bunch of other folks, Darren Soto. Where did this guy come from? All of a sudden, he crawled out of a rock, under a rock, and he's here with a bill. Whoa, right? So he said this during a CoinDesk interview today, and we'll see what happens. So he also continues here and says, and all of a sudden, he comes out with this proposal that will give the Federal Reserve complete control over creating central bank digital currency with all kinds of related authority to it. He continues saying here, call me suspicious if you want, but I think that sometimes someone at Janet Yellen's Treasury would call a longtime ally, like Don Beyer, and say, look, we really need to push back on these Republicans, said Emmer. So once again, it seems that way. The optics look that way. I just don't know what's going on. It's hard to put my finger on it, right? Because we've already seen bipartisan support for crypto regulations. I named the respective congressmen and even congresswomen, Senator Cynthia Lummis, or Lummis, if you want, I think her name is pronounced. So what the hell is going on here. The macro level, the good part is, the macro level takeaway from this is that they're moving in the right direction. They're not trying to ban crypto outright, right? The industry is here to stay. Bitcoin mining is booming in the United States. However, we do need clarity, right? As we can see with the SEC lawsuit with Ripple over XRP, as well as no Bitcoin ETF, while other countries in the world are approving multiple ETFs. So there's need for clarity, but this kind of mess and competition between Democrats and Republicans is really stupid. But we'll see what happens. It could be all political theater and distraction, and get the weak hands to shake out, and the big money continues to accumulate. And I think now that we have the big players like Goldman Sachs and all these folks here, they're going to lobby for full crypto regulations. But I think there's some ignorance here too involved. They don't understand what they're doing. Like, oh, we're going to control what stablecoins happen. How about companies can create their own stable coins, Facebook, whoever, but it's up to the free market if they want to use it. And of course you can regulate it, but you can't tell them, well, you cannot create this. Of course they can create. This is a free market. And if they don't realize what's happening globally, stable coins can be created anywhere on any blockchain, right? It's just a matter of regulating them and making sure they don't abuse their power. And of course they have the reserves backing the stable coins. So I hope you guys get that. So like I said, lots to discuss with Congressman Emmer, once again, who's doing a great job. And that interview, hopefully I can have it live for you guys on Wednesday. And check this out. Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse tweeted, looking forward to discussing crypto's momentum on Wednesday at the Aspen Security Forum with clear frameworks and clear regulations. I have no doubt that this industry will flourish here in the US and globally. Absolutely agree with him. Now, guys, check this out. ErisX, and those of you who have been, OG subscribers to this channel, if you remember, we covered this news back in 2018, where TD Ameritrade partnered with ErisX and allowing their clients of TD Ameritrade to invest in crypto via ErisX. And they said here in this article, next generation trust company and ErisX announced administrative relationship to streamline cryptocurrency investment process for self-directed IRA owners. Guys, all the on-ramps to the capital sitting in retirement accounts and investment accounts and all that is being set up. I hope you see what is happening here, and there's big players getting involved. So Jamie Raskulinis, oh my goodness, I cannot pronounce that name. It's Raskulinecz. I can't pronounce that. Sorry, Jamie, if you're watching this. CEO of the Next Generation Trust Company has announced that her firm has formed an administrative relationship with ErisX, an exchange that provides crypto spot and US regulated futures. The relationship will allow Next Generation's clients to diversify their retirement portfolios by investing in crypto assets such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash without having to open an IRA LLC to do so. These retirement accounts, more commonly known as self-directed IRAs, allow for a broad array of alternative assets like real estate, private equity, hedge funds, notes, precious metals, and cryptocurrencies. So bullish, guys, so bullish. Here's a quote. Up until this point, our clients would have to establish a newly formed LLC after opening their accounts for checkbook control over these digital assets. But through this new option, investors may now directly invest in cryptocurrencies via a regulated, secure, and transparent exchange. Man, guys, I hope you see what is happening and you're patient. These things are still being rolled out and set up and built, and we're still early in the adoption curve, and they're building for future the growth of the market for higher prices. Everybody's looking to make a return here, right? And if you don't have that higher prices, like I've said before, nobody would care about crypto. Yes, the technology could be adopted, but as far as investing, no one would want to, right? Because we're looking to make a return. But they see what is on the horizon, and how early we are, and they are setting up shop. So very bullish. Now, check this out. NCR to buy LibertyX to add digital currency software to digital wallet mobile apps. So you guys may recall I interviewed the CEO and co-founder of LibertyX, the crypto ATM company, Chris Yim, last year. This was in November. And they were essentially building the ability to, buy and sell crypto at like different retail stores like CVS, Rite Aid, 7-Eleven. It was big news when the press release was released, I should say, last year. The acquisition will make LibertyX capabilities available to banks, restaurants, and retailers. My goodness, guys. Let me pull it up here. NCR and NYDIG. Remember the news that we covered, guys, just literally a couple of weeks ago. Let's see, what's the date stamp on this? June 30th, a month ago, I should say. NYDIG, NCR to bring crypto purchases to 650 banks. See what they're doing? They partnered with the big whale of NYDIG. Now they bought a crypto payments ATM service. They are building massive on and off ramps. Huge. Let me give you some more details. Atlanta headquartered NCR said it plans to integrate LibertyX capabilities and make them available to banks, retailers, and restaurants through its digital wallet and mobile applications. LibertyX's digital currency software runs on ATMs, kiosks, and point-of-sale partners such as Cardtronics, which owns and manages ATMs in the U.S. at locations such as convenience stores, pharmacies, and supermarkets. Listen to this. Due to growing consumer demand, our customers require a complete digital currency solution, including the ability to buy and sell cryptocurrency, conduct cross-border remittance, and accept digital currency payments across digital and physical channels. This is from NCR CTO Tim Vanderham. Guys, I don't even have the superlatives to talk about how bullish this is. I mean, look at what is being set up just for banks, retailers, retail stores across the United States. Massive ecosystem and infrastructure here. And I think as these things go live and the mainstream marketing starts, guys, and you have the masses coming in, it's going to be amazing. And that's why you and I are in just such a great position to make a significant return if we're patient. And we have a macro level view. So if you haven't seen my interview with the CEO and co-founder of LibertyX, Chris Yim, I'll put a link in the description. Definitely check it out. Knowledge is power. Hear from these people who are building and actually investing in the market. Now, Marathon Digital buys another 30,000 Bitcoin miners worth $120 million. You guys may recall I interviewed the CEO of Marathon Digital Holdings, Fred Thiel, about a month ago, one of the largest mining companies in the United States. So they are purchasing units of Bitmain's flagship Bitcoin mining hardware, the Antminer S19j Pro. Announcing the pre-order on Monday, Marathon expects the 30,000 units to be shipped in Q1 and Q2 of next year. The firm said the pre-order is worth $120 million, which will add to Bitmain's 2022 revenue if they are fully delivered as per schedule. So these guys don't care about the corrections that have happened. They are looking macro level. Look at the amount of money they're investing, right? And their investors are giving them the money to do it. And a lot of these miners are looking to go public. Guys, Bitcoin's here to stay. Bitcoin mining is here to stay because Bitcoin is a hedge, right? A digital gold. And it has nothing to do with these other altcoins. It has a different use case. XRP has a different use case. Ethereum has a different use case. And I think they will be winners. There is going to be some losers for sure. But this market is here to stay. It's growing. We are early. So once again, we're in a position to make significant return. So guys, what do you think about this news? Would love to hear your thoughts on the crypto regulations. It's a mess right now, but still, if you zoom out macro level, I think this is good. It's much better than it was years ago where, you had a lot of folks who were anti-crypto. Now we're seeing folks who are pro-crypto. Now the government's trying to get the proper regulations in place, even though they do some idiotic things like throw these stupid overreach laws and regulations into the infrastructure bill, right? But it is what it is. We got to be patient. I think eventually they will get it right. And, I look forward to talking to Congressman Emmer this week, because he obviously is going to give us insight into what is happening in the political circles and what we can expect coming up. So guys, leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video. I will talk to you all later.